This training today, we're going to cover a very important factor as to how to scale in a down market, how to scale as a real estate investor in a down market. It's not easy. Buyers are tight. Sellers are still pretty much stubborn around the fact of, okay, I thought my property was worth this. How do you actually scale as a real estate investor in a stale market? And the answer is very simple. The answer is actually getting more deals. Okay. The answer is actually being more aggressive. The answer is negotiating every penny. Okay. We have to adjust around buying lower and also giving us the room and options to list on the MLS and to pivot into what we do or what we call equity protection novations. So there's no ifs and buts about it. We are in a down market, but at the same time that presents a challenge, it presents an opportunity. That opportunity is that you can buy as low as you would have been able to in the last couple of years. That also allows us to reduce our marketing cost. That allows us to get more ROI for our marketing. But just understand that there has to be more education to your sellers as a real estate investor when you're purchasing the properties. There's been people that their values have dropped $50,000, $70,000. And as a closer, okay, this is why it's important to keep drilling and keep working on your craft as a closer. You have to help your sellers understand with data, if they're not that motivated, with data, pretty much looking at net numbers. We have to find pain and we have to find logical reasoning and facts. We want to be a consultant. We don't want to just be a lowball cash offer. So in this market right now, what we're seeing is lower cost of quote unquote advertising because there's just less competition. But at the same time, there is a disagreement between sellers and buyers, right? Buyers are feeling the pinch, sellers are having to come down, and they are coming down. But you can accelerate that with a few key tips here. So I'm going to give you a few tips around how to perhaps position the lower sales price with a seller that is seeking a cash offer. First of all, you have to present all the costs involved with actually selling a house retail and what the difference is between retail versus net cash, right? So a property might sell for $200,000, but not only is there commissions to be paid, concessions, closing costs, time on market spent, rehab. So they didn't really take 200,000 in their pocket, net in their pocket, right? And that is assuming that the contractor did not run off with their funds. The other piece is, besides looking at net numbers, is bringing into the conversation, why are you looking to sell now? Is it important for you to be sold within the next 6 months, 3 months, 30 days, 90 days, a year? What is your timeline looking like? And kind of be disconnected away from that outcome. That helps in the conversation. So net numbers, the driving reason as to why they are looking to sell, okay? And share facts. Always have your lower comps available when you are pulling up properties in the conversation. Always have something to share in terms of, hey, here's the net number. So if you were to list this house and you were to go through all this trouble, and assuming your contractor doesn't run off with your money, this is probably a realistic scenario of what you would net. Now, does it make sense to take less and sell easy as a sale, right? And so we always start with the lower wholesale cash offer and then work our way up. We transition over to equity protection to try and help them net the same number that they would have otherwise netted if they listed. And eventually, if they're just too stubborn, frankly, and they just want whatever they see out there on Zillow or these websites that might not take into account the intricacies of the market. We help them by providing them factual information so they can make an informed decision. Ultimately, they're the ones that are going to have to keep making the payments, not move on to their next step. And in your contracts, not only do you want to have an option period, you want to review that with them, but you want to make sure that you have an out clause if their title's bad, if essentially the condition of the property doesn't match up. And so what we're finding out is that, ideally you get your title commitment first before due diligence. Before you spend money on pictures, inspection reports, visits, stuff like that, get your title work ready as soon as possible. Because otherwise it's kind of a waste of money ordering survey, ordering appraisals, ordering pictures, ordering inspections if title's not clear. And so that's why it's so crucial to not only have the the closer role, but also have the coordinator role, right? The closer's job is to get all the properties on the contract to the best term possible. The coordinator role is to push the transaction forward, meaning getting all the information to your title first and foremost. Second, making sure that all the vendors were getting the best prices on the field vendors. Now, if you're buying, fixing, and rehabbing, that's a whole different engine. But at least from the acquisition perspective, getting the property under contract and getting it to close, it's important to understand, what am I missing before I spend money on field due diligence? What am I missing to make sure that we have clear title? Okay. So how do you get more deals in a stale market? How do you close more deals in a stale market? You have to be aggressive. You have to keep the lead flow coming in, and you have to set the right expectations with your sellers. Now, there's a lot of people out there that unfortunately are contracting properties too high, then with the whole intention to renegotiate down. I don't want to advise that. That's probably going to get you into trouble. Going to get bad reviews and stuff like that. That is definitely not something that I would recommend running your business as. So I hope this video finds you well. If in fact you are a busy real estate investor, and you're looking to scale, I welcome you to check out reimachines.io. We launched a limited amount of licenses for a done-for-you motivated seller acquisition system in 7 days. We help you place a coordinator and even a closer, depending on the package that you select. All right. See you guys on the next video. God bless.